Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Karina. I am so happy to see you around. In today's video I have a kind of like a bag review slash retailer review overview, however you want to call it. I recently went up to Chicago on a little like weekend getaway with my husband, and we happened to just go by the RealReal. They actually have a standing store. I didn't even know it was a thing actually. I thought that it was only online. If you guys are not familiar with the RealReal, is a store, it's almost like a consignment store. So you go in and you find pre-owned and pre-loved items that are high value, so designer goodies. You can actually shop them at a much lower retail price from their original price. So at a much lower original price, if that makes any sense. So there's a few of them. I am not any new into this pre-loved handbag purchases, so I do have a few things to share with you guys, differences from a couple of places that I've shopped before. I hope that you guys are into this kind of stuff, and let's dive right in. Okay, for starters, I did ask on my Instagram questions that you wanted to know. I gave a little snippet for my followers over there on the bags and asked questions. Like, if you guys want to leave any questions here, I'll answer on this video. So I do have a few questions from you guys, and as well as some other pieces and bits that I felt like it was relevant and it should be like important. If you're trying to make a decision whether it's worth it buying at the RealReal or any other pre-owned retailer, then I hope that this video will help you out with that. That said, you guys do make sure that you're following me on Instagram if you're not yet, because I do ask you guys a lot of questions over there in order to construct these videos here. So I'm always trying to make sure that this content is valuable for you. All right, so I actually was in Chicago, walked in the RealReal, and I had no intention of buying anything. I was just more so curious to see it. I have been wanting to buy a new handbag for this like last month or so. I wanted to get like a spring bag. I had an appointment at the Dior store in there because I was eyeing the saddle bag. And if you guys were following on Insta, you saw that we were just talking about it the whole weekend, and you actually voted on your favorite one between the canvas and the leather did win. Barely, it was just kind of like a tie. That said, when I walked in, I saw this baby. Then the rest was history, you guys. I saw this, and then I went to my appointment at the Dior, and I told the guy, I showed him the picture, the actual salesperson at Dior, and he's like, that is just a really gorgeous bag. It's a rare find. So this is the DiorAddict. It's from 2018, so 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago, and it's just kind of hard to find. If you go to the Dior website, they still have some of these, which is the DiorAddict like logo, but they have it in canvas, and it's just a different strap, which is actually more sporty and really cute. I see that they have the red one or burgundy color, and they do have a few other similars if you look around the pre-loved market, but I don't see anything that comes close to this that's like just like it. Anyway, it's just a hard bag to find. I love the straps that are so thick. I was just like blown away, and so anyway, I decided to go back to the RealReal and actually purchase the bags. So this is the one bag that I had to have it, and because they were so much cheaper than retail value. So just as you guys understand, the Dior saddle or the Bobby or like their newer bags, the medium size retails for about $3,900. So it's a $4,000 bag, right? And for me, if I went with the saddle, I wanted to get the thick strap with the logo, which is another $1,200. So that brings the bag up to like $5,000, $5,100, and it's like a Chanel price. So I'm like, I just don't know if I want to spend this much on one single bag. And it was more of like a trendy piece. The saddle is not. It is a classic too, but I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I wasn't sure. My heart wasn't set on it, and that should tell you something. If you're trying to make a purchase, you will see it and you're like, I know that this is what it is. In all honesty, I should have stopped right here because this is really what I wanted. But I went ahead and got the Diorissimo tote. And the reason why I got this bag is because the color is everything that I love, and it's everything that I love in a handbag, so periods. This is a timeless bag, so there's no regrets. However, I'm just thinking, I didn't really need to buy 2 bags, but because they both added up to the price of one at the store and I already had my mind set at that price point, I thought that it made sense because it was a great find. So the only reason why I'm like I shouldn't have is because my heart wasn't set on it and I still haven't worn it yet. So actually I haven't gone anywhere, period. So it's not like I'm not reaching for it for nothing. It's basically because I haven't gone anywhere. But I do feel like this is a more classic, timeless piece than this. This is more of a statement piece. Anyway, I'm gonna go over both of them in shortly here for you guys, but I wanted to answer some questions in regards to the RealReal experience first of all. So the store, I have a little footage in here. If you guys haven't watched my Chicago vlog, I do have a little snippet of the store, what it looks like inside, and some of the merchandise that you will see. Things are put it in a way like, or displayed in a way that's really beautiful. It's very boutique-y style. So they have like, you know, handbags sections, or the handbags are kind of like styled everywhere. It's almost like you're walking into somebody's house or somebody's like a rich lady's closet. You know how you have like little pieces of things styled in different ways around the store. And then there is the handbag area, which you have like the Chanel pieces in a case that's locked up and all of that. But the salespeople are super friendly, you guys. You do not need an appointment. So this is huge. That was one of the questions that I had here too. You guys were asking, do you need an appointment? No, you can go in. However, I've noticed that the guy, as you go into the rolling doors, he clicks on the thing. So I am assuming that there is a certain amount of people that the store can have it at a certain given time. So everything in Chicago, and this is, we're talking February that I went there. I'm assuming it's still about the same. You need to wait outside in line. So there's some of the stores had huge lines outside, and I'm talking about 12-degree weather, and we were standing there waiting. Like I waited to go into Zara because I had to, but it was just kind of intense. So the RealReal is a walk-in. You're welcome to walk in. However, there is a certain amount of people. So if you go on a busy day, you might have to wait outside. The other one is like, what are the conditions of the bags? So these bags here, these two at least, are brand new. They feel like brand new. I am assuming they come from the very wealthy community there at the Gold Coast in Chicago, which is just, you know, multi-million-dollar apartments in there, or not apartments, but condos and, you know, lakefronts. So I'm sure the women have plenty of handbags, and they probably wore these guys very little. There's no scuff marks. There's like really like not very many marks of wear. There may be like a little scratch here if you guys can see. It's so small, but look, this is like the logo in the back. Anyway, it's just not, they just look very new. I am storing mine with the RealReal dust bags in here just so it keeps its shape, because when I picked mine up, it was just a little mushy, and this one I feel like it's a boxy, so you want it to hold the shape. The hardware on this bag, incredible, you guys. Like the attention to detail here is so beautiful. Like this closure is a dream come true. I just think it's just fabulous. And then it has the Dior logos on the hardware, on the straps as well. The straps on these are, this one is adjustable on the DiorAddict. So I just love the way that this makes such a great statement. I see this bag more of a navy, and maybe I am a little bit color blinded because they said that this is a black, but Brian sees as a navy too. I feel like it pretty much picks up the color that you're wearing, and it can go kind of either way. I see myself wearing this with like something really fancy, you guys, for like a fun event, or like denim and a white t-shirt and maybe like my Gucci rubber slides. You can make it very casual and still be kind of like the center of attention on that particular outfit. So I feel like it would be a very versatile bag, but I feel like this is also more of like a Chanel type of bag, one of those that you want to keep forever because it's such a classic piece. Does fit a whole lot, so it fits my phone in here, and I'm just gonna show you this quickly. because this is not going to be like a full review for this bag, but it fits the phone and it will fit sunglasses, it will fit my wallet. There's like 3 compartments in here, so it's just very roomy for what it is, and it's actually closes pretty fine, and it makes it even a little bulkier, which I feel like it looks better if it has a little more inside, as the opposite of not having too much, you know what I mean? I actually ended up going and doing the review of the bag instead of answering the RealReal thing. So anyway, so can you buy in-store product online? Yes, these products were listed on the store online, so anything that it's in the store is also available online. So that said, I don't know how the inventory works. I don't know where else they have standing stores, but I'm pretty sure that they can ship from anywhere. Price range compared to new. This is the normal price of this one is $3,900 as well, so the same price as the, or I'm lying, I'm sorry, this is $3,500, so $3,500, and this is, like I said, 3 years ago, so it was the price of like the saddle, you know, back then. So this was listed as 25 or 2,300, so like a little bit over $1,000 cheaper. And when I decided to get it, we went up and looked online, and it was on a special an extra 15% off. So I ended up getting this for under $2,000. So, you know, it saves you $1,500. That's pretty good. Usually, you guys, because of COVID and the way that things have been lately on, you know, 2020 and now beginning of 2021, I don't know if you guys follow this or if you've noticed, but the designer industry has gone up a lot. Like the prices have raised, and the reason being everything was stopped for so long and facilities are going so much smaller. They're producing a lot less right now, and there's such a big demand for bags, for designer goods. So everything that is pre-loved and pre-owned is just almost as great as a value as the new ones, as the new items. So I have noticed a lot of the bags that I used to be, because I always watch this kind of stuff like on websites, and I notice the price and I'm like, oh, maybe it's gonna go on sale or maybe not. I just keep on watching. They all have raised. So not only the new stuff, but the pre-loved stuff has had a raise in prices as well. And I also noticed for some of the sold out items, for instance, my Louis Agenda, the large one, is sold out on Louis Vuitton, so you cannot find it. I actually bought this for Christmas for myself. It was like they only had 2 in the company in the Midwest, and I was able to get 1, which I'm so excited. But so I've been linking from the pre-loved websites, and they are more expensive than the one that's brand new from the store, because they are like nowhere to be found. So obviously the more rare the pieces are, the more expensive they will be, and that's why I feel like handbags, designer bags, and depending on the designer, they are really pieces that are worth the investment. I don't know if I've mentioned this to you guys before, but I just sold my Louis the Never Full. I don't even have anything in here to compare with, and it was the medium size, the damier. I sold that last year for the same price that I paid for it in 2012 or 2014. Either one of those years I purchased that bag, and I sold for the same price that I paid them, because the same bag was so much more expensive than when I purchased. So it goes up in value. Louis Vuitton and Chanel, especially, those 2 are bags that will hold its value a lot. So just something to share with you guys if you don't know already. Okay, what else? So that's the price range compared to the new, and this guy here was even cheaper. So the price range for a new one of this one, the Diorissimo, was, I think it was about $3,000, and I got this one for $1,500. So really great deal. Initially, what I fell in love with this is the fact that it's so roomy. So let's just dive into it. I love the lavender color of the inside leather. It does have a little logo in here too. It has the logo on all of the hardware, and this is so cute too. I wish it would come apart to be like a keychain type of thing, because it's so cute. It has the Dior logo back here as well. So logos everywhere. It has the side buttons in here that you can actually open it up so it expands. On the sides So I assume, or for me, it's a great bag to travel with or to like go on meetings. So this one does fit my Louis agenda. I'll get it for you guys here in a second. And so it's super, super roomy. It has 2 big pockets inside. So really, really good. Yeah, this one was $15.95. And it's like the condition of it is amazing, you guys. There's not one single little scratch even on the inside of it. And best yet, it comes with the little wristlet. So sometimes the wristlets come to places like the RealReal just by itself, and just this guy, sometimes it's sold for like a Louis one of this is sold for $1,000, which is crazy to me. But this will go easy for like a few $100s, you know what I mean? And just to have this in here is actually really cool, and you can just wrap it around the hardware and just so it doesn't get lost, you know what I mean? So you have like an extra pocket in here. I don't necessarily need, but if you have like documents or things that you don't want it to be lost or you don't want it to be loose in the bag, this is like really nice. Or if you just need somewhere to go like real quick, which sometimes I do, I just put my wallet and car keys in here and call it a day. And the fact that this bag, this color is just so beautiful. So my initial thought was I eventually would like to get the logo strap, and then I can use this because the straps on this is removable. So you can definitely just wear it as a tote, like a top handle tote. This, it has a little Dior logo in here too. It's just a simpler strap, you know, much shorter. And I feel like you can totally make this a little more elevated or more statement-y with the thick logo straps, which I'll link the one that I'm looking at down here for you guys to check it out. I think it would be really super cute, but we'll see. I'm still trying to decide if I'm gonna keep it or if I'm just gonna resell it. So I am trying to decide. So let me just show you the agenda just so you guys can see. I feel like this is important for some of us who like still love to have planners in paper, and I'm a huge paper person. I love to plan all of my goodies in paper. I like to see it. I like to visualize things right there, and I'm not much of a computer when it comes to that, computer person. But look, it fits so well. So this will fit easily like all of the purse things that you have, like sunglasses, car keys, phone, wallets, you know, even more things. I am thinking about investing in one of those purses that have like dividers in them to make it things more organized and actually prevent your handbag from having all kinds of like yucky things in the bottom. Have you guys ever noticed that, or am I the only one who gets like dust and sometimes like lipstick stuff, or I mean things fall into my bags so much, and I think that I need to get organizers to have in them so, you know, I can make them better, especially if they are designer bags, and you know, eventually I might pass it, you know, to another person. So I don't know, I think that this is very lady-like bag, and that's the reason why I purchase. So I don't know, I think that they're very, very different. So if we're trying to compare like which one, they are such completely different looks too. It's very, very hard to even compare. I guess it just depends on where you're going. What else did I want to show you about them? Oh, so one thing that I think it's very important to mention is the return policy of the RealReal. So they said on the moment that I purchased them, this is not returnable, it's final sale, so are you okay with that? Yes, and I'm like super excited at the store. I'm like, yeah. And I was actually between this and the Celine belt bag, you guys. They had the white one in there, but it had like 2 scuff marks in red, and it was pretty fainted, but I was just like, I don't know. And I love this color so much. They were about the same size. The Celine, I believe, was $200 more expensive than this, but still affordable compared to like other, you know, handbags, or to its original price. That said, I was like, yes, that's fine. And then as I got home, I'm like, gosh, I just purchased 2 handbags, and I'm not usually frivolous like this, you guys. When I purchase handbags or items, designer items, I do put a lot of thought into it. I just think about the pros and the cons. This is a big investment. It's not something that we can just purchase like this, which at least this is how I operate and my brain operates. When I'm purchasing an item like this, I wanted to make sure that I wear the heck out of it just to make its money worth. I was just feeling a little overwhelmed with the purchase. You know, when you get a little bit of buyer's regret from grabbing both of them, I'm like, the moment I saw this, I'm like, I have got to have it, and I should have stopped in here. That's what I mean. However, I do love this bag. Anyway, long story short, I try to reach out to them via email saying, you know, I understand that your return policy is final sale, but I was wondering if there's, you know, if maybe I can exchange for something else or just something different than Dior, because then at the end of the day, I got 2 Dior bags. Just kind of wanted to see what the possibilities were, and they were pretty flat out like, no, there's no way to return. Everything is final sale. There's like swimwear. There's a list of things that are final sale, which they were very upfront about it. So I can't blame them. So that said, I was a little disappointed because I've purchased pre-owned bags from Fashionphile before, and that's usually my retailer of choice when it comes to that. Their boutique is in Beverly Hills, so also in like a very nice neighborhood where you can think of people who are consigning with them are usually has to be people who are pretty, you know, wealthy. And I have sold with them too. I've sold a Fendi bag that were like brand new. I've sold my Louis. I've sold a couple of Chloe's that I got with them, including one that I purchased with them. I just found myself not wearing it too much. It was the Faye in Cognac, and I was just not reaching for the bag. I was just kind of sitting here. I'm like, you know what? It needs to go. If I'm not reaching for it, it needs to go. Funny enough, it was like a lot like this color, but it was more of like a flap and smaller bag. And I actually got my Givenchy Antigona in medium, which I'm looking at her right now, at Fashionphile as well. And their return policy is a lot more flexible. So they give you the bag, and the tags will be like in a very prominent place on the handbag. Obviously, you cannot go wear it and then return it. They will accept the return if for some reason you feel like that's not a good size for you. I do think that sometimes when we go and buy online, we need to have some kind of return policy, just because sometimes the color is different than what you see there, the lighting are different, sometimes the way that it drapes and falls on your body is different than what the model is wearing, which is usually a mannequin carrying, just for size reference. So I do think that that's a better thing that the Fashionphile has as opposed to the RealReal. The other thing I've noticed too, by looking online at both retailers, Fashionphile is very obvious about the flaws of the bag. So if there's a scuff, if there's a mark, if there's a scratch, they will zoom in there, so you know that you're purchasing this item and it does have this flaw, or it's like, you know, some kind of mark or whatnot. So they're very obvious about and then when you purchase, you already know that you're expecting that already. And the RealReal is very vague about it. So I was kind of disappointed because I saw the Celine bag that I saw it at the store with the red marks on a white bag, and there was no mention of it. And then only if you really zoom in the picture that you were able to see that. So I was kind of like a little disappointed in that, because it can be a little misleading, especially if that's a final sale. If I purchase a white handbag and it arrived to me with red marks and I wasn't made aware, like really out there, like if it wasn't flashing out in my eyes, I would have been very, very upset. So especially like a, you know, $1,700 handbag. So that said, I think that that's the difference in there. Like the flexibility is really important for me to be able to come in, try on with my stuff, see how I really feel about it at home, and then return it or not, or keep it. And so much so that all the stuff that I've ever bought from Fashionphile, I've always kept it because I've loved it and I knew what to expect. In fact, I was pleasantly surprised with both of them that I knew their flaws, and to me they're barely ever noticed, if anyone notices at all. That's kind of like my overview of the retailer itself. And this is my overview of the handbags. I will try to find some pre-owned ones that are similar to the styles and link for you guys. But like I said, I will have the right names in there so you guys can go and scout on your own too. This pre-loved market is changing every single day, so there's new bags every single day and you don't even know what's gonna pop. So you might be able to find this exact exact guy here. So you guys, which one of these two bags do you like more? I am curious to know if you're more of like the statement vibe or if you're more of the ladylike timeless piece in here. I also would like to know if you do have any stories about the RealReal and Fashionphile or any other pre-owned websites. I feel like it would be of service for myself and for the readers, the watchers, the people who are like in here watching this video, for us to know more about it, whether it's a positive or a negative review. It would be wonderful to know your experience and just be prepared for what's to come. And that's it for today, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you guys are into this kinds of content. Do let me know if you want to see any other bag reviews in here, and I'll see you next time. Um beijo, tchau, tchau.